Oh, there is the defending champion, the ever-smiling Kenshiro, undefeated, preparing to make the 4th defense of his WBC World Light Flyweight title tonight. Incredibly talented individual. WBC champion is a 26-year-old, ranked number 2 by Ring Magazine, number 1 by Boxing Monthly, number 1 by Boxing News. Here is his perfect 13-fight ledger. 13 fights, 13 wins, 7 of them coming inside the distance for a 54% knockout ratio. He's training to defend his title for the 4th time, and he's facing off against the Method, Milan Melindo, the former champion from the Philippines, and he actually won his title at the 3rd attempt right here in Japan when he scored a stunning first-round knockout to depose Akira Yegashi of the IBF World Light Flyweight title in May of last year. Lawrence Cole, the 3rd man in the ring for this WBC World title bout.
WBCライトフライ級タイトルマッチ12回戦 2 round boxing the WBC ライトフライ級チャンピオンシップオブザワールド。まずは青コーナーイーグルコースファイトアップブルーコーナープロ戦績は40戦37勝3敗37勝のうち13勝のこと公式では107番の色の1フィリピン・セルシティ出身。He weighed at 107 and a half pounds with a record of 37 wins, 3 losses, 30 wins coming by on knockout from Cebu City, Philippines. 現在はWBC 世界ライトフライ級第5位、元 IBF 世界ライトフライ級チャンピオン。Now he is the WBC number 5 light flyweight and former IBF light flyweight champion of the world, Milan Melindo.そして赤コーナー、アンディ・ソコのファイトが一番レッドコーナー、プロセスが13戦全勝、全13勝のうち7勝のこと、公式は107番の4分3、BLB 女子、
So Kenshiro just shadowboxing as he's introduced to his home fans here. The man from Kyoto in Japan, fighting here in this magnificent amphitheater for the first time in his fledgling professional career. Got a grand stage on which to perform, and he's got designs on greatness in a division where Japan have enjoyed so much success historically. What an ovation for Kenshiro in an auditorium that is filled to capacity. He's been smiling all week long in the build-up to this contest, but never has he faced an opponent as experienced as this. Lawrence Cole with the final instructions. So we're underway then. The WBC Light Flyweight Championship of the World on the line. The reigning champion, Kenshiro. Man wearing the white trunks trimmed with gold and the elaborate advertising decals all over those trunks, making the 4th defense of the title that he won in May of last year. His opponent is a former champion in the International Boxing Federation, won the world title at his 3rd attempt. Won it right here in Japan with a stunning victory over Akira Yegashi in May of last year as well. Can lightning strike twice as Milan Melindo looks to become a two-time world light flyweight champion? Classic crossroads encounter, if you will. Eternal philosophical question as to which quality is more valuable, youth or experience, as Shiro gets through with a good left jab, shooting that out from around his belt line. Possesses terrific feet, does Shiro, can close the distance quickly. He's proven to be a fierce puncher to the body as well in his last couple of title defenses. Slightly taller man, by some 3 inches, according to the tail of the tape. Just 1.5 inches. Advantage in reach for the challenger. So despite being shorter, it is Melindo who has the longer reach, 65.5 inches, as opposed to 64 inches, according to the tail of the tape. Shiro just navigating the ring effectively and snaking out a sharp left jab. 2/3 of the way through this opening round. So plenty of patience being demonstrated by Melindo, content to stay in the pocket, just move to his left rather than concede ground. Snaking left jab to the body, perhaps in an attempt to slow down the movement of the fleet-footed champion. Feint with the feet, that was probably audible up in the cheap seats here at the Yokohama Arena. Melindo stamping that front foot forcefully. But a real tactical battle through the opening exchanges of this first round. Snaking left jab to the body is a good shot once again from the challenger. Shiro responds with the same shot. Page-opening round of boxing in this light flyweight world title bout.
深呼吸。5回。1、2、3、4、5。スピード重視の重心下げて、相手ちょっと下がり気味やから重心がいい感じいい感じ。後だけ気付けな、ジャブの後だけ気付けな。
So into the second round then. Kenshiro, the champion, born into boxing, quite literally. His father was a former pro. Kenshiro's full name is Kenshiro Teraji, and his father, Hisashi Teraji, was a light heavyweight who was a national champion here in Japan, retired in 2000 with a record of 20 wins, 1 defeat and 3 draws in his 24-fight professional career. That's a looping right hand around the corner from Melindo, and that gets Shiro's attention. He's holding that left hand, well, perilously low. That's his style, of course, but if you're going to employ that low-handed style, you better possess swift reflexes, and if they fail you, then a sturdy set of whiskers. Melindo didn't really get much purchase on the shot because he looped it over, almost as though he was bowling a cricket ball, looping it around the corner rather than getting back leg and twist from the waist into the shot. But it was just a warning sign to Shiro, who is going to continue to box with his hand down by his belt line, as is his wont. Well, he's going to have to remain switched on. Darting left jab in evidence once again from Shiro. But Melindo, slipping punches, not conceding ground, staying in the pocket, ensuring that Shiro remains concentrated on his work at all times. We mentioned the fact that this is a matchup as Melindo lands with a right hand once again, and look at the way Shiro has to wipe it away with his right glove. Right hand lead from Shiro is a nudging shot. He's remaining poised under pressure. So Shiro remaining poised despite the couple of eye-catching singles he's been on the receiving end of from Melindo. But in the battle between... Oh, that's a good right hand. That's a beautiful shot from Shiro. But in this battle of youth against experience, Melindo comes into this with 300 professional rounds under his belt compared to just 85 for Shiro. Gives you an idea as to how much ringcraft Melindo has acquired in a career that began way back in 2005. Good 1-2 from Shiro, brings a round of applause from the crowd. A nice use of the left jab to conclude the round from the champion.
Double jab, ini Melitan ini jab mo. Ini next. Okay, good. Okay ra, even. Ini double jab mo straight na yun.
Well, there's the looping right hand that Melindo had success with, winging it around the corner in straight arm fashion. Again, Shiro, if he doesn't pick that right left hand up, he's going to have to ensure his radar's working more effectively than it did on that occasion. So into the third round then. Light flyweight division. Been a bountiful theme of success for fighters from Japan. One of the all-time greats of Japanese boxing was a light flyweight, Yoko Gushiken. He made 12 successful defenses of the WBA light fly crown between 1976 and 1981. That's a number that has since been equaled by Shinsuke Yamanaka, who was the WBC bantamweight boss between 2011 and 2017. Shiro says that he had designs on that number. Just eats another right hand again from Melindo. He gets back to work with a good left jab though. It really is a terrific shot. He described it to me when I was speaking with his camp during the week as his best punch, along with his feet being his primary assets. Controlling the distance behind those two weapons, and you can see those qualities in evidence right here. Melindo falling short with his jab despite possessing the slightly longer reach. Good use of the feet from the champion. Oh, double jab right hand success from Melindo, but then a counter right hand came in a flash from Shiro. Right hand success once again from the champion. Terrific exchange just a few moments ago, and Shiro now back behind that trip hammer of a left jab. Really does get it to the on-guard position, which is down by his belt line, I hasten to add, in pretty quick order. Timing, of course, is one way to neutralize superior speed, but Shiro remaining poised as Melindo is content to remain in the pocket. He falls short with his attempted foray to the forward foray to the body. Just as he did in the opening and second round, as Melindo has success upstairs with a jab, but Melindo having success when he targets the body. The method man. Looking to employ that tactic, but Shiro so composed. Really is embracing the stage on which he's performing. Melindo falls short with the jab by effective use of reverse gear once again from Shiro. Good left jab to the body from the champion. Very good round of boxing.
Good. Maintain it. Okay? Maintain. Patong one.
Well, look at that for a counter right hand after Melindo got through with a left right of his own. Right on the button. Shiro shooting out the lead right hand and then escaping to the left by good use of the feet once more.
Jikkuri iwaso. Okay.
Big mountain. Okay.
Rather tardy exit from the blue corner from Melindo's man. So going to the fourth round. I mentioned the fact that this has been such a strong division historically for Japanese fighters. Japanese boxing in a good place at the moment, and there was a period last year when Japanese boxers held all 4 versions of the world light flyweight titles until Kosi Tanaka gave up the WBO belt and moved up a division north to flyweight. It's a pretty profitable division for men from the Philippines as well. Melindo, one of 4 Filipino fighters in the Ring Magazine's top 10 rankings at light fly. So both of the nations contesting this WBC light flyweight strap, strong at the weight. Japan and the Philippines. Counter right hand was a nice shot. Didn't have much pop on it from Shiro, but again, looping left hand as a sustained attack from Melindo did reap dividends, but he's fed another ramrod left jab from the champion. And Shiro really is using that punch to terrific effect. And Melindo, well, we saw that he had success when he doubled up the attack, because at just one attack at this type of distance and territory, it's Shiro who is using the left jab and his feet to control the distance, and then he chops down a right hand on a downward trajectory. Melindo falling short with an attempted 1-2 to the body, and maybe he would be advised to attack in waves, not just one and done as he's doing here. He's being countered really effectively by the champion. Here's Melindo. Eats another left jab before he responds with the same shot to the body. Melindo is a fighter who marks up and is already damage to the bridge of that rather flat nose as Shiro gets through with a strong right cross, force the challenger backwards. And again, the left jab just continuing to pile up the points, popping the head back, and then he's following up with a crashing right cross once again is Shiro. He may have been partially blocked by the left glove, but it still drove the man backwards and kept him occupied. And look at the way the jab is just penetrating the attempted defenses of the challenger. Melindo just having his rhythm constantly disrupted by that beautiful lead left hand. And when he was pinned on the ropes, Shiro let go a right cross, and that is why he raised his right fist in acknowledgement of the rapturous applause he's received here. Brilliant display in the closing stages of that 4th round from the champion.
4回5回
So Melindo with a looping left hand, just inconveniencing Shiro slightly, but this is where he backed him up to the ropes just before the bell, and then when he sensed that the challenger had nowhere else to go, he brought the right hand into play. Terrific punch picking from the champion. Turn to the 5th round then. Mention the fact that Kenshiro's father was a professional. He's the man who's been managing Shiro since he turned over to the professional ranks. Started boxing at 13 years of age, did Shiro. Scores effectively once more. Put together an outstanding 58 and 16 ledger in the unpaid code. National Championship silver medalist at light flight back in 2013. And under the auspices of his father, his manager, his debut opponent had a record of 36, 17 and 4. Hugely experienced figure Shiro faced off against in August of 2014 when he met Harry Amal. That was up in Osaka, and he won on points over 6. What a right hand from Shiro once again, and then dropping it down to the body. We mentioned the fact that he's proved to be a wicked body puncher, and his last 2 title defenses have come via stoppages courtesy of body shots. Now he's been touching up Melindo to the head almost exclusively throughout this contest, but he's just bringing in the body work into play now. Right cross is a beautiful shot once again, and Melindo being made to appear just a little bit one-paced in this 5th round, and Shiro looking completely untroubled and in control. Good jab was landed by the challenger just a few moments ago. But it's Melindo who is the governor, as again the challenger's head is snapped backwards. And the method man may need to find an adaptive strategy, because plan A, well, it's not reaping many dividends for the challenger through this point in the contest. Starting in round 4 as Shiro just demonstrating his dexterity once again. Spearing his man now, increasing in confidence. And Melindo just beginning to breathe through a little bit of an open mouth. He'll know how to manage the 12-round distance, of course. Competing in his 17th scheduled 12-rounder tonight. He's completed the 12-round championship course on 10 occasions. But he's been picked off with terrific accuracy. A fair amount of pop behind these punches as well. Very explosive is Kenshiro. Not necessarily a devastating knockout artist, but he can break you down if he continues to pick you up with this type of precision and power. Very good round of boxing through the 5th for Kenshiro once again.
5回、1回、2回、3回、4回、はい、ラスト。
Look at that for a right hand from Kenshiro. Melindo covered up momentarily, came back with a right hand to the body. But it was most certainly Kenshiro's round.
Counter, snake counter. Dungan, importante yung dungan. Counter.
So to the 6th round then. Kenshiro has really increased the tempo through rounds 4 and 5, where he enjoyed dominant 3-minute frames at the expense of Milan Melindo. And then Melindo started boxing at the age of 6 when his father introduced him to the sport, as he's fed another double left jab that is right on the button from Shiro, and he hasn't been able to evade that shot with any sustained success. Melindo mentioned the damage that is being inflicted on the bridge of his nose as Kenshiro employs nice defensive work by raising that right glove. Melindo came back though. Melindo looking far more urgent in his work in this 6th round. Now he's putting the punches together. There was a beautiful left hook in the course of that combination, but Shiro says, "I'll see you," and raise you as he comes back with his own flurry, punctuated by a right cross, and then rights and left penetrating the hands of Melindo, attempting to bracket his head with his hands, but the punches of Kenshiro, as accurate as though guided by laser. Terrific punch picking from the champion, who's feinting with his feet now, fencing with that lead hand and then just feeding it to Melindo as and when he likes. Really is navigating the boxing ring masterfully. Good long right hand to the body. Melindo tries the same shot with the left, or to the same area with the left. Good right hand to the body from the method man on that occasion. But Kenshiro's movement is incessant, in and out with incremental steps, dancing around his man, and now a left, right, left, causes Melindo to cover up. He sustains damage to his eye, there's blood splattering around his face, and Melindo's under significant pressure here. A minute to go in the 6th round. Kenshiro on the front foot, targeting both head and body, demonstrating wonderful variety and superb punch picking, targeting the body to great effect to bring the hands down, which will leave the head open. Melindo under heavy pressure here. Has he weathered the worst of the storm? He's picked up a cut to that left orb, and that could well render him a one-eyed fighter, and particularly render him unsighted from punches coming in from that right flank. This is a terrific period for Kenshiro. He's controlling things wonderfully. Superb ringcraft for a man in just his 14th professional contest. Lands with a short left, which gets Melindo's attention. Melindo, though, the old campaigner, still slugging. But that was a torrid 3 minutes endured by Milan Melindo. Kenshiro in complete control over the course of that round. Well, sustained a cut to the left eye during the course of that brilliant 3 minutes brilliant 3 minutes for Kenshiro did Melindo. And Shiro really attempted to go through the gears here, demonstrating his variety, demonstrating his punch repertoire, rapid hands, accurate punching. And Melindo was threatening to be overwhelmed. He had to give ground to cover up and let the storm pass. Doctor taking a look at that, what is a significant slash above the left eye of Melindo.
Okay. Okay? Yeah, I work on it, okay? 1 minute. Too big, too big.
Ha? Dungan siya. Dungan counter. Ha? Ayaw sige kong dili. Come on. You need to be positive, Milan. You can. You can.
So into the second half of this contest, and as the contest has gone on, the champion has continued to increase the intensity through rounds 4, 5, and 6. He's administered a boxing lesson to the former champion Milan Melindo. He cut him in the 6th round with his sharp shooting right crosses. The corner have worked assiduously on that cut, but already just 30 seconds into the round, it is leaking blood once again. So Melindo's problems continuing to mount up here. Total punches, both in terms of the number thrown and the number landed, favoring the champion. And Melindo's face once again being turned into a crimson mask. through the opening minute of this 7th round. Here's a good right hand from the challenger, just to keep the champion honest and let him know that this isn't a public sparring session. It is indeed a world championship bout. Kenshiro looking to make a successful defense of his title for the 4th time and close in on the number 12, secured by those Japanese icons, Yoko Bushiken and Shinuki Yamanaka. Big left hook was swung, the right uppercut was a little bit closer from Melindo. Oh, that's a beautiful right hand once again, he's doubling up and he's driven Melindo backwards towards the ropes. Melindo looking like an old fighter in there now. The 30-year-old, a veteran of 300 rounds coming in, is really being worked over, and the right hand is proving to be a continually profitable punch for the champion Kenshiro. There's a jolting left jab, the right cross whipped over once again, and Kenshiro just steadily cranking up the pressure and posing the question to see whether Melindo can withstand it as his head is buffeted backwards once again by a sharp shooting salvo from the flashing fists of Kenshiro. He's going to watch that. He doesn't pick up a cut as the heads came close together there, because boxing at this type of distance and this type of tempo, it is all Kenshiro. Melindo, no question about his courage or his gameness up there in the boxing ring, but he is being given a veritable working over to both body and head by this young champion. Right uppercut missed by some distance. Now the referee has called time here. Closing seconds of the 7th round, but that right-left eye really is in a shocking state, and it is all over in the 7th round. Kenshiro makes a successful 4th defense of his WBC light flyweight title, curtailing this contest in the 7th stanza after producing a masterful display of precise punch picking and fleet-footed boxing. Kenshiro improves his record to 14-0, and Milan Melindo sees his bid to become a 2-time world champion at light flyweight come up short, courtesy of increasingly sustained pressure applied by the brilliant young champion Kenshiro. It was a magnificent display, patient, poised, full of precise punch picking of good variety as well. And increasingly, he just overwhelmed the champion, who despite his edge in experience and ring craft, simply had no answer to the younger, fresher fighter. Kenshiro with another successful defense of his WBC light flyweight world crown. What a magnificent ovation Kenshiro has received. And nice to see that sporting embrace from the man who has just been vanquished tonight. The former champion Milan Melindo, outboxed, outfought, cut and ultimately stopped by Kenshiro, the WBC light flyweight king. And he is receiving the most rapturous applause from this capacity crowd here at the Yokohama Arena. He's been smiling all week long, and now that smile is wider than ever. Kenshiro is still the WBC light flyweight kingpin. So as Kenshiro poses for the photographers were assembled at ringside, our next action in the ring will be quarter-final action from the bantamweight tournament in the World Boxing Super Series, the tournament number 2 seed the reigning WBA regular champion of the bantamweight division. Naoya Inoue, the monster, facing off against Juan Carlos Payano, the former champion from the